Life isn't easy for everyone. For Emon, the question hits even harder. Why is his childhood unfolding on busy city streets instead of a playground? At an age when most kids are just beginning to dream, Emon is already supporting his father, carrying responsibilities far too heavy for his small shoulders. Each afternoon until late at night, Emon sells balloons and cotton candy along busy roads. He negotiates prices and interacts with customers, gradually honing his trading skills. The money he earns goes directly toward his family's food, highlighting the economic pressures that make child labor a necessity for many. Yet, hope lingers. Emon clings to his dream of education, showing up for class each morning, perhaps searching for a doorway to a different life. But the question remains, what forces a child so young to walk such a difficult path? This issue extends beyond individual hardship and reflects a global crisis. Nearly 1 in 10 children worldwide is engaged in child labor, underscoring the widespread nature of this challenge. Today, we will walk beside Emon, a young fighter forged by hardship. We will trace his steps through familiar streets, witness his daily battles, and hear his family's story. As we walk with him, we are also invited to take on a shared responsibility. How can we turn Emon's story into a call to action? Imagine meeting community groups who are actively working to alleviate child labor, and how, together, we might contribute to safeguarding childhoods. Emon wakes up early. He brushes his teeth, splashes water on his face, and freshens up. He returns to his room and neatly folds his bedding. Simple tasks, but ones he performs with a quiet sense of duty. For breakfast, Emon goes to a nearby roadside vendor who prepares steamed rice cakes. A small crowd waits as steam rises from the pot. Emon sits silently. When the customers before him leave, the woman takes his money and prepares 2 warm cakes for him. Emon calls his younger brother, and they eat together by the roadside. Since breakfast is rarely prepared at home, Emon typically eats outside before beginning his day. He then returns his brother home. By then, it's almost time for school. Emon quickly puts on his uniform. His mother hands him his school bag, and with that, he heads out. The school is only 5 minutes away. Through a few narrow lanes and across a busy street, he has learned to navigate carefully. By the time Emon reaches the school, class has already begun. He slips quietly inside and takes a seat. Today, the classroom is full and they have an oral exam. The room is filled with the sound of children talking and laughing. For Iman, this classroom is the place he loves most. As soon as roll call ends, the teacher calls Emon first for the exam. She begins asking questions one by one. Emon answers most of them confidently, though he hesitates at a few. With patience and warmth, the teacher guides him through the difficult parts. From the look in his eyes, it is clear how deeply he wants to learn. After finishing the exam, Emon leaves the classroom with his bag hanging from his shoulder. He walks a short distance from the school and stops at a small roadside shop. Every day, on his way back home, he buys something for his younger brother, a habit he has formed on his own. Today, it's a packet of chips. Emon rarely eats these snacks himself, but he never forgets to bring something for his brother. With the packet in hand, he starts walking home. Once inside, he changes out of his school uniform and calls his brother. He gives him the chips and sits beside him, watching quietly as he eats. For Iman, these moments are simple but meaningful. In a life where responsibilities arrive too early, this is one of the few pieces of childhood he still holds on to. When his father, Raju, returns home, the house's mood shifts. It signals the start of the workday for both father and son. Without being told, Emon steps forward to help. The playful school hours are behind him. Now he becomes his father's main assistant. Together, they gather all the items needed for their business. Once everything is in place, they begin inflating the balloons. Side by side, father and son work quickly. Emon matches his father's pace, blowing up balloons and twisting them into different shapes. It's a task he knows well, something learned through everyday repetition. This is how their afternoon begins every day. Father and son work side by side, preparing their supplies before heading out into the streets. For Emon, this routine is familiar. It is the life he has grown accustomed to, balancing school in the morning and work in the evening, learning to move between the two worlds, at an age when most children know only one. Inside the house, Emon's mother begins preparing lunch. Today's menu is simple and familiar: rice, vegetables, and fish. She starts by washing and chopping the vegetables, then moves straight into the routine she knows well. The first pot on the stove is always the rice. Their kitchen space is very limited. In fact, there is no distinct kitchen at all. The whole house is small, made with tin sheets, and has just 2 rooms. A narrow corridor connects the rooms. At the end of that corridor, right in front of a room door, she cooks on a clay stove placed on the floor. This entire neighborhood is a densely populated slum. Families with no permanent homes live here on government-owned land for a small annual fee. Raju and Iman now start preparing the cotton candy. After arranging their tools, Raju lights the machine and sits on the floor. As the machine begins to heat up, the small room gradually fills with warm air and the aroma of melting sugar. As the machine spins, the heater melts the sugar, and the liquid is pushed out through tiny openings. As the sugar comes into contact with the cooler air, it quickly solidifies into thin, thread-like strands. Raju slowly rotates a wooden stick around the machine's edge. The soft candy begins to gather on the stick, layer by layer, forming a shape that looks like white cotton. In just a few seconds, a complete cloud of pink and white cotton candy is formed. Raju then puts it into a plastic bag held by Emon. Working together in this way, father and son prepare nearly 30 packets of cotton candy, one after another. By now, the cooking is nearly done. A light haze of smoke hangs inside the house, softening the small space. With the rice cooked, the fish are now being prepared. Mrs. Raju continues calmly, moving with the ease of long familiarity, completing the meal as she does every day. It's time to bathe. Raju and Iman step outside and start walking toward the river. Their home is right beside the Padma. As soon as they leave the house, the wide open river comes into view. Reaching the riverbank, they step into the river. Raju carefully bathes Emon, making sure he's clean before the long evening ahead. Winter has arrived, and the river's water level has noticeably dropped. A short distance away runs the city's main drainage channel, which carries wastewater from the city and releases it directly into the river. After completing their bath, Raju and Emon start walking home. When they arrive, Emon changes into dry clothes and then joins his father for lunch. After finishing the meal, Emon goes back to his room to prepare for work. Meanwhile, Raju sets up the balloons and cotton candy packets on a long plastic pole, organizing the supplies in anticipation of earning some money. It's time to head out to work. Carrying the long plastic pipe, Iman begins his walk. Moments ago, he was with his younger brother at home. Now, he moves forward with a sense of responsibility. Hanging from the pipe are colorful balloons and packets of cotton candy. Step by step, Emon leaves his familiar neighborhood behind and slowly enters the heart of the city. From this point, Emon is on his own. His father has taken a different route to work elsewhere. Emon carefully crosses the main road and moves toward a residential area, where he finds his first customer. After the sale, he continues, soon stopping for another customer. Moving from place to place, Emon gradually makes his way toward the riverside tourist area. Finding few people at the tourist area, he continues walking. He has already covered nearly 3 kilometers, with about 2 more to go. Despite the distance, Emon shows no sign of exhaustion. He has grown accustomed to this work. On some days, even when his parents ask him not to go out, he insists. The streets and constant walking have become his world. Reaching a familiar spot, Emon begins moving around the area, offering his goods to passers-by. Today, luck is on his side. Within a short time, customers start appearing one after another. Seeing such a young child working on the streets naturally draws sympathy. Even though there are many other balloon sellers nearby, most people come to Emon first. Nearby, preparations for the Ijtema are underway, with bamboo structures being built on newly formed land along the Padma. Right beside it, a fair organized by local entrepreneurs is underway. Emon positions himself near the entrance and continues selling, taking small sips of hot tea between customers. After some time, Emon enters the main fair area and stands near the gate. This time, there is no waiting. Almost immediately, customers gather around him. Emon hands over balloons and cotton candy one after another, takes the money, and shifts his attention to the next customer, working steadily with practiced efficiency. As evening falls and the winter sun sets, Emon appears smaller and more isolated. Standing alone in the middle of a crowd, the 8-year-old suddenly looks fragile. Watching Emon at this hour raises an unavoidable question. In places where other children his age might hesitate to come alone, Emon stands by himself, trying to sell his goods. There is no guardian beside him, no sense of protection, only responsibility and necessity. Emon's experience reflects a broader societal reality. In a system marked by inequality, wealth accumulates for some while. Many families struggle daily to secure basic needs. Children, whose childhoods should be safe, are instead pushed onto the streets by circumstance. Reading the surroundings, Iman understands there will be little more to earn here today. He does not hesitate. Slowly, he leaves the fairgrounds behind and begins walking toward the market area. Under the soft glow of streetlights, Emon keeps walking. After nearly 2 kilometers, Emon reaches the center of Rajshahi, surrounded by dense crowds and heavy traffic. Amid the chaos, Emon positions himself at the market entrance to sell what remains. The question persists: why is an 8-year-old working alone at night in such a large city? There is no simple answer. Perhaps, at some level, something is going wrong. Over time, our sensitivity as a society is slowly fading. After another hour of trying, with some items unsold, Emon decides to stop for the day. Exhausted, he turns back and walks through the crowd. In the crowd, Emon slowly disappears from view. Only the balloons tied to the end of his pipe remain visible, quietly marking his presence as he walks away. Emon finds a rickshaw and rides home. Soon, he arrives at his neighborhood, gets down, and quietly enters the house. At home, Emon sets aside the pipe and counts the day's earnings. Totaling $12, a good day compared to most. He organizes the money and gives it to his father, keeping 20 cents for his breakfast. Emon's mother is busy preparing dinner. She lights the stove and puts khichuri on to cook. About half an hour later, when the food is ready, she hands Emon a plate of hot khichuri. The food is still steaming. Impatient, he begins blowing on it in a childlike way, trying to cool it down. After hours of walking through the city, hunger has left him with little patience to wait. A cartoon plays on the television as Emon finishes his meal, his eyes occasionally drifting toward the screen. Soon, it is time to sleep. His younger brother is already asleep. Emon lies down beside him. In the busy city of Rajshahi, another day in Emon's life ends quietly and unnoticed.